सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। भगवान वेदव्यास मंत्रास। ॐ व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातन्तपोनिधिम् व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अफाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीपः। भगवान श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्री दत्तात्रेय भगवान ब्रह्मानंदं ब्रह्ममुकुंदं भगवन्तं ब्रह्मज्ञानं ज्ञानमयं तं स्वयमेव परमात्मानं ब्रह्ममुनीन्द्रं भसितांगं दत्तात्रेयं श्रीगुरुमूर्तिं प्रणतोऽस्मि। हयग्रीव भगवान रिमेम्बर। ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। वाल्मीकि। ॐ कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। ॐ श्री वाल्मीकि महामुनये नमः। शुक ब्रह्मर्षि। ॐ योगीन्द्राय नमस्तस्मै शुकाय ब्रह्मरूपिणे संसारसर्पदष्टम्यो विष्णुरातममोमुचत्। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्य गुरु परंपरा। ओं नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओं सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थः ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ओं नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। भगवान आदिशंकर। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। परम गुरु स्वामी तपोवनम। तपोवन गुरो पाहि वेद वेदांत विग्रहः नमस्तुभ्यं 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 नमो नमः। गुरुदेव। ओम चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरु तत्व फ्रॉम गुरु स्तोत्र गुरु गीता। फर्स्ट 4 श्लोकास। अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जंगमं व्याप्तं यत्किंचित् तत्सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अगेन गुरु तत्व मंत्र। ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलं अचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव शरणं गुरुदेव देव। समस्त देवताभ्यो नमः, ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः, भक्तेभ्यो नमः, आचार्येभ्यो नमः, साधुभ्यो नमः। In our personality, the Guru Sthanam is said to be at the Agnya Chakra, Bharakoti Sthana. So, with the middle finger and index finger, touching that Agnya Chakra or Bhragutisthana, where we put our tilak or bindi. Just remember all the gurus for half a minute. Agnya Chakre Bhragutisthane Didalantam Ham Ksham Bijam Jnanamayam Tam Gurumeva. Agnya Chakre Bhragutisthane Didalantam Ham Shambhiyam Jnana Samudram Gurumurtim Vidyudvarnam Jnanamayam Tam Nitilaksham Dattathreyam Shri Gurumurtim Pranatosmi. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Tapovana Sadgurave Namaha. Avahayami Stapayami. Om Shri Adishankara Sadgurave Namaha. Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Om Shri Vedavyasa Sadgurave Namaha. Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami Samarpayami. Om Shri Hayagriva Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Dattatreya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Dakshinamurti Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Sukhabrahmarshi Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Valmiki Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Atriyadi Samasta Rushi Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Vasishta Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Vishwamitra Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Agnavalkya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Bharadwaja Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Maitreyadi Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Vaishampayinadi Rushibhyo Namo Namaha. Om Guru Tattvaya Namaha. Om Namah Shri Gurudevaya. Samasta Devata Vashikaraya. Sarvarishta Vinashanaya. Trailokyanadaya. Sarva Mantra Chedaya. Shri Sadgurave Namo Namaha. For 2-3 minutes, as I said, we will chant some of the texts of Bhagavan Vedavyasa. Today is Vyasa Purnima. Along with remembering and worshipping him, it is more auspicious to make the beginning of the study of the Shastras given to us by Sri Vedavyasa. First we will just chant them, then our real session starts. Om Ada Shri Vedavyasa Sangrahita Upanishad Mantraha. Om Ishavasya Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudah Kasya Svit Dhanam. Om Ata Shri Vedavyasa Grathita Badarayana Brahma Sutrani. Om Athato Brahma Jignasa Janmadi Asya Yataha Tattu Samanvayat Shastrayo Nitvat. Om Atha Shri Vedavyasa Pranita Purana Mantraha. Om Janmadyasya Yatonvayaditaratascha Artheshvabhignaswarat Tene Brahma Hrudaya Adhikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Vari Mrudam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Amrusha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Om Ada Shri Vedavyasa Pranita Itihasam Shri Mad Adhyatma Ramayanam. Om Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje. Ramena Bihata Nishachara Chamuhu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. Ramannasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham. Rame Chittalayas Sada Bhavatu Me Bho Rama Mamuddhara. Om Ada Shri Vedavyasa Pranita Shriman Mahabharatam Shriman Mahabharata Antargata Shri Vedavyasa Pranita स्मृतिग्रन्थः श्रीमद् भगवद्गीता। ॐ अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्। सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्। सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। ओमत श्री वेदव्यास प्रणीत श्री विष्णोर्दिव्य सहस्रनाम स्तोत्रम्। ओम विश्वं विष्णुर्वषट्कारो भूत भव्य भवत्प्रभुः भूतकृद्भूत वृद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः भूतात्मा परमात्मा च मुक्तानां परमागतिः अव्यय पुरुषः साक्षी क्षेत्रज्ञोऽक्षर एव च यज्ञो यज्ञपतिर्यज्वा यज्ञाङ्गो यज्ञवाहनः यज्ञभृद्यज्ञकृद्यग्नि यज्ञभुग्यज्ञसाधनः यज्ञान्तकृद्यज्ञगुह्यमन्नमन्नाद एव च आत्मयोनिः स्वयं जातो वैखानः सामगायनः देवकी नन्दनस्रष्टा क्षितीशः पापनाशनः शङ्खभ्रन्नन्दकी चक्री शार्ङ्गधन्वा गदाधरः रथाङ्गवाणिरक्षोभ्यः सर्वप्रहरणायुधः सर्वप्रहरणायुध ॐ नमः इति। ओम श्री वेदव्यास प्रणीत नवग्रह स्तोत्रम्। ओम आदित्याय च सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरुशुक्रशनिभ्यश्च राहवे केतवे नमः। जपाकुसुम संकाशं काश्यपेयं महाद्युतिं तमोघ्नं सर्वपापघ्नं प्रणतोऽस्मि दिवाकरम्। ओमत श्री वेदव्यास प्रणीत श्री काशी विश्वनाथाष्टकम्। ओम गंगातरंगरमणीय जटाकलापं गौरी निरंतर विभूषित वामभागं नारायण प्रियमनंगमदापहारं वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथम्। आशां विहाय परिहृत्य परस्य निन्दां पापे रतिं च सुनिवार्य मनः समाधौ आदाय हृत्कमलमध्यगतं परेशं वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथम्। वाराणसीपुरपते स्तवनं शिवस्य व्यासोक्तमष्टकमिदं पठते मनुष्यः विद्यां श्रियं विपुलसौख्यमनन्तकीर्तिं सम्प्राप्य देहविलये लभते च मोक्षम्। ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ श्री वेदव्यास सद्गुरवे नमः। We chanted Upanishad, we chanted Brahma Sutra, we chanted Purana, Bhagavatam, we chanted Ramayanam, we chanted Mahabharatam, we chanted Vishnu Sahasranama, Bhagavad Gita, we chanted Kashi Vishwanathashtakam, also Navagraha Stotram. Bhagavan Shri Vedavyasa's glory is infinite. He takes years, etc. to know his glory. He is a Chiranjeevi. He can bless us, he can give us darshana, he can bless us with all the wisdom if we have the total devotion and surrendering at his feet. Let us say Om Shri Vedavyasa Sadgurave Namaha. Chant 11 times. Om Shri Vedavyasa Sadgurave Namaha. 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 This year, as an offering to Pujya Gurudev and Rishi Parampara, we started this series and session of under the title Aham Brahmasmi Chinmayam, the subtitle of Mantra, Mananam and Meditation series. Daily to chant few mantras and see the meaning of them, try to contemplate and meditate on them. We started it on 8th May, Pujya Gurudev's Jayanti. Today is 5th July, Bhagwan Adi Shankar, Bhagwan Vedavyasa Jayanti. Exactly, we have done it 60 days. Today is the 60th day. In these 60 days, we have seen so many of Shanti mantras, so many of Laghu Upanishads, like Ganapatyatarva Shirsha Upanishad, Surya Upanishad, Kalisantarana Upanishad, Kaivalya Upanishad, ityadi. We have seen more than 15 Suktams. Narayana Suktam, Vishnu Suktam, Purusha Suktam, Shri Suktam, Bhu Suktam, Hiranyagarbha Suktam, Ayushya Suktam, Arogya Suktam, Anobhadra Suktam, etc., etc. More than 15 of the Suktams we have seen the meaning. And last 16 days, 18 days, till yesterday, we saw Rudram, Namakam and Chamakam. We learnt the chanting, we saw the meaning, we tried to meditate to the level possible to us. In continuation of that only, from today onwards, Guru Purnima, by invoking the grace and blessings of the Guru Tattva, the Guru Parampara, Dakshinamurti, Dattatreya, Hayagriva, Vedavyasa, Shankaradi Gurus, we have planned to study serially Upanishad mantras. So this will be Upanishad Mantra Mananam Meditation series. As we are doing every day one thought before the class, for today the thought is very simple. It is the kind and compassionate Lord appearing and coming in our life in the form of Guru. He is trying all that is possible, all that is required. He is trying his best to help us out, to come out of all commotions and problems and bondages and miseries, and to lift us to the state of liberation and bliss. All that we have to do is only two things. Don't come under the way and don't become as an obstruction in the path of Guru who is trying to help us. Second, if possible, if not possible, let us make it possible to help the Guru, to help the Guru Parampara, to help the Guru Tattva, to help the Shruti Mata, who are trying to help us. In their kindness, the Gurus, the Guru Tattva, the Paramatma, is taking us to a Guru. Let us stick to the Guru. That Guru Tattva and Guru Deva and Guru is teaching us the Shastras. Let us help the Guru by respecting the Shastras. The Guru is revealing to us the knowledge about Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara and Brahma. Let us help the Guru by receiving, accepting and imbibing that knowledge. Guru, through his Anugraha, Upadesha, Shaktipata ityadi, he is giving us so much of tips for sadhana. Only simplest thing we have to do is have faith in his words and do what he says. That is enough. In a very short span of time, all the inner and outer obstacles, confusions, all of them will be able to transcend, and we will find ourselves in a most covetable, wonderful state of bliss and beatitude. Guru's parishrama in helping us is 99%. And our contribution is only 1% of just surrendering to him unquestionably with full faith and proving that surrender by obediently following what he says. If we listen to what the mind and the senses and the body and the world is saying, then we will lose the Guru, we will lose the guidance and blessings and wisdom given by the Guru. we will miss the goal. We will miss the liberation or mukti. On the other hand, if we follow the instructions of the Guru, all the persecutions of the manaha, the ahankara, the vasanamaya kosha, indriya, deha, and also the persecutions of the external world, Guru sees that if we follow his instructions, all these are transcended. Choice is ours. At every moment, we are in this Y road of choosing the Shreyo Marga of Guru Upadesha or the Preyo Marga of the Indriya Deha, the temptation. On today's day, Guru Purnima, let us all invoke the grace of Guru Parampara, more specifically, more deeply, more intentionally, more intently, more intensely, more subtly, more ardently. The grace and blessings of Guru Tattva, the Guru Parampara, Sri Dakshinamurti, Sri Dattatreya, Sri Ayagriva, Sri Vedavyasa, Sri Adi Shankara, Sri Sukadeva, Sri Gurudeva, that all of them bless us, that we transcend the powerful influences of the mind and vasanas, etc. And we are able to follow their instructions. O Guru, O Gurudeva, O Guru Tattva, please bless us to have that strength and power to walk this spiritual path to reach you, the goal, in this very life. Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, Guru is Maheshwara, Guru is Parabrahma. Like that in this world, other than the Guru and Parabrahma, no one else is there having these many qualities, adjectives and the powers to bless the world. Even Bhagavan, when he takes avatara, he goes to the Guru and learns from him, and throughout the avatara kala, the Lord also obediently follows the instructions, guidance of the Guru. That is a Guru Tattva. Today is Guru Purnima. We are invoking the Guru Krupa in this way, and we are committing to follow their instructions and help them to help us. So with this instruction of the day, let us enter to our beautiful beginning of the study of the Upanishad mantras. Upanishads are the part of the Vedas. Vedas are infinite in number. As they were getting lupta, disappeared from this world, Bhagavan Sri Veda Vyasa, in this Dwapara Yuga, whatever the Vedas were there at that time, still alive, available, he collected all of them, compiled all of them, and to make it easier for the next generations to study, he codified them, divided them into 4 parts, without missing the salient things in any one part. Whatever most important things are there, they are kept in all the 4 Vedas. And he has also written Puranas, Itihasa, Brahma Sutra. This is all exhaustive, will be there. We will not study all that now. Little bit in the evening class we will speak. So in these 4 Vedas, Rug Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharana Veda, and also Vedangas, Shiksha, Kalpaha, Nyayam, Niruktam, Chandaha, Jyotisham. These are all Vedangas. Bhagavan Sri Veda Vyasa in each of the Vedas has added these 4 things. They are called as Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka and Upanishads. In some places, they club Mantra and Brahmana and say as Karma Kanda. Then call this Aranyakas as Upasana Kanda. Then this Upanishads as Vedanta Kanda or Jnana Kanda. In all the 4 Vedas, all these 4 or 3 are there. In Mantra portion, there is a great description and praise of this most beautiful world and nature. In Mantra portion. In Brahmana portion, there will be all the instructions of this Yajna Yagadi Karma Kanda to get the required results of this world and the other world. That is a bulky portion of all the Vedas. Almost 80% of it. In the Aranyaka portion, there is a Upasana Kanda to the Vedic gods. Basing on that only, Vedavyasa in Purana Kala, he established all different avatars of the God. Mainly Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and for that only, for each of these Brahma and Vishnu, Maheshwara, he has written 666 Puranas. Then for the Shakta, he has written some Shakti Puranas. For Kaumaras, he has written some Kumara Purana. For Ganapatya, he has written Ganapati Purana. For the Saurya, he has written Surya Purana. Basing on that only, later on, Adi Shankara established these Shanmatas, the 6 ways of worshipping the Lord in 6 forms. That is another subject. So in this Aranyaka portion, there is the Upasanas. Then the last one is called as Upanishads, which are also called as Veda Shirsham. They are called as Vedantam. In that, the Jnanam of the essence or the Tattva of Ishvara Jiva Jagat as Parabrahma is given and proven and established. Vedanta. Upanishad Jnanam. How many are the Upanishads? They are also thousands in number, but they have all become extinct as if or disappeared because of so many things in between. But mainly now on today's day, some people say 200 Upanishads are available. On print, definitely 108 Upanishads are there in some of the publishers. Among them, Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara has commented on 10 Upanishads. That is why they are called as major Upanishads. Other are not minor because of the content is less in them. No. The theme is equally divine. But because Bhagavan Adi Shankara followed by the other philosophers of Bhagavan Adi Shankara is Advaita Vedanta. There is also Shuddha Advaita Vedanta, then Vishishta Advaita Vedanta, then Dvaita Advaita Vedanta, then Advaita Vedanta. They all also have emphasized on their philosophy basing on again these major 10 Upanishads only. That is why these are called major. And then the other also are there which in content are not less than any of the major Upanishads. And those 10 major Upanishads are Ishavasya Upanishad, Kenopanishad, Kathopanishad, Prashnopanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, then Taittiriya Upanishad, Aitareya Upanishad, Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Today being Veda Vyasa Purnima, I just felt like remembering at least the names of Dasha Upanishads. Ishakena, Kataprashna, Munda Mandukya, Taittiri, Aitareya, Shvetashvara, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka. The Shvetashvara Upanishad, then Kaivalya also is prominent, though not commented by Sri Adi Shankara, etc. So we have seen there are Mukhya Dasha Upanishads. Now, in all the Upanishads, the main theme is Brahma Anubhava. In other words, it is called as Brahmatmaikya Bodha. In other words, it is called as Atma Bodha. In other words, it is called as Atma Sakshatkara. In other words, it is called as Muktihi. In other words, it is called as Nirvanam. In some other words, it is called as Kaivalyam. Words are many, but ultimate theme of all the Upanishads is the same. All the Upanishads have Ekavakyata in this particular thing only, that Brahma Eva Atmaha. That is how the final sentence of all Upanishads is the experience, which is called as, the teaching wise it is as Yat Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma, but experience wise it is called as Aham Brahma Asmi. I'm just trying to tell little bit about Upanishads. And glory of Upanishads is that on the basis of Upanishads only, the other two Prasthanatrayas have developed. There are 3 Prasthanas. Prasthanatraya means those 3 following whom we get out of this world and reach to that Parabrahma Tattva. Prasthanam to the Parabrahma Anubhava. We go to, reach to, with the help of study of these 3 literature. That is why they are called as Prasthanatraya. They are Brahma Sutras, Upanishads and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Gita is Smriti Prasthana, then Upanishad is Smriti Prasthana, then this our Brahma Sutras is called as Sutra Prasthana. Some other names also are there. The Bhagavad Gita, again Brahma Sutras are completely dependent again on Upanishads. Sarvopanishadu Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsaha Sudhihi Bhokta Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. So Bhagavad Gita is nothing but Upanishad Saram. Then the Brahma Sutras also nothing but only the Upanishad mantras to bring the oneness between the seemingly contradicting mantras. The Brahma Sutras are written by Sri Badarayana in these 555 sutras. Therefore, among again the Prasthanatraya, if you see, Upanishads are the ultimate and highest. And the Upanishads are, what are they? In short, they are called as Apaurushaya Granthas. They are not given by any Purusha Nisprutam, any human being's intellectual comprehensions or compositions are not Upanishads. Upanishads are the revelations or experiences of the saints and sages in the height and heat of meditation of that Parabrahma Anubhava. That Anubhava, as if when they wanted to talk to or explain to their disciples, etc., when they invoked that Anubhava Parabrahma alone, it seems, as I feel so, that Parabrahma Anubhava only expressed as these Upanishad mantras through these rishis. And in the Katha Upanishad Bhashya, etc., Adi Shankara Bhagavan very vehemently, clearly says, understanding which we will stop our introduction and enter into the learning of mantras. He says, Upanishad is not a book. Upanishad is not the words that are there in the book, whom we call as mantras. Upanishad is not the meaning of the mantras of the Upanishad. Upanishad is not the understanding about those mantras, conviction about mantras. No. He says, Upanishad is Brahma Vidya Anubhavaha Eva. Upanishad means it is an experience, like meditation is an experience. So too Upanishad is an experience. Upani purvasya kvip pratyayantasya sadehe dhatoho visharana gati avasadana yuktasya Upanishad artha iti uchyate. That experience of freedom from samsara, that experience of purification of the antakarana, followed by the experience of aham brahmasmi, is achieved by that sadhana or knowledge. That experience is called as Upanishad, and that explained in the form of these mantras. Therefore, why this point Bhagavan Adi Shankara strongly mentions there is to say that people may get misguided by themselves by saying that I have understood Veda Upanishad mantras. By mere understanding Upanishad mantra, we have not become Upanishad Jnani. Only when we get the Aham Brahmasmi Anubhava, that the Upanishad study is completed. That is how he mentions. This much introduction is enough. Now among these Upanishads, one by one Upanishad we will take continuously as long as Bhagavan Guru wants from us. It is his grace, Adi Madhyanta, to that Guru Tattva, to the Guru Parampara, Vedavyasa Bhagavan, Shankara Bhagavan, Gurudeva, to that Parabrahma, to the Ishvara in all the forms, Gurus in all the forms. We surrender to them, we invoke their grace. It is grace of theirs alone which has made it begun, which will make it happen, which will make it continue, which will make the fruit to be yielded, the fruit of Aham Brahmasmi. We will be starting with the first of the Upanishads called as Ishavasya Upanishad. We will not study the Upanishad with that exhaustive explanation based on Shankara Bhashya, etc., which will take months together. Our job is to chant the main mantra and explain the literal meaning and the meaning for sadhana for that. That much we will know. Then, chanting that mantra, we will try to remember that meaning of the Upanishad. The deeper meanings, it will be in the later different classes. You may study, you may attend somebody else's lecture, or you yourself can keep on contemplating. In these 40 minutes of sessions every day, we cannot exhaustively see all those details. Okay. Now, to start about this Ishavasya Upanishad is from Shukla Yajur Veda, Kanva Shakha, 40th chapter. In this up to 39 chapters, that is everything about Karma Kanda Ityadi are taught. Then to conclude all that, in this 40th chapter, this Jnana portion is given, which we call it as Ishavasya. It has got only beautiful 18 mantras, that's all, but complete, but very sublime, very deep, very detailed. This Upanishad starts with Ishavasyam. That is why it is titled as Ishavasya Upanishad. Some Upanishad, that is how start with, or the name is just like given. When the 18 mantras are revealed, the disciple might have asked the Guru, Guru Maharaj, what should we call the name of this text? Which text? He said, Guru. Shishya said, that one which started with Ishavasya Vidam mantras. Acha, okay, name it as Ishavasya Upanishad. Same is Kena Upanishad. He only taught. He is not worried about making it as a book or etc. Children thought, disciples, as if isko kitab banayenge to baad mein copy kar sakte. Then they asked, what should be the name? What is the first mantra? Kene Shidam Bhatade. Okay, Kena Upanishad laga. They are not bothered about the title or the authorship. That is there. To understand the greatness of the rishis, we should have the heart melted with the upasanas for the years together. Then only. This Ishavasya Upanishad, we are studying from Shukla Yajurveda. It has got 18 mantras, which talks about Parabrahma Jnanam. And one of the great saints said that if all the Indian literature, Vedanta, Shastra also disappear, but this first line of Ishavasya Upanishad is available, entire knowledge will come back. That is what. Now we are starting. What is our process? I will be chanting the mantra. I will be explaining the meaning of the mantra. Then we will be chanting the mantra together. And when I chant the mantra, that is also is mananam and meditation. When the explanation is given, that time also what we are attentively listening is called as mananam and meditation. And when we again chant together for whatever the specified times, that again is mananam and meditation. And if the time permits, we sit quietly. Please remember, sitting quietly, closing the eyes alone is not meditation. Chanting the mantra is meditation. Contemplating on the meaning of the mantra is meditation. The experience of that meaning is also meditation. The consequence of that is also meditation. Dhyanam is to focus on the theme. Theme is Upanishad mantra. Focus on that, that becomes dhyanam. While listening, while chanting also. Okay. Om samasta devatabhyo rishibhyo munibhyo gurubhyo namaha. Om atha Shri Shukla Yajurvedantargatha Ishavasya Upanishad. Every Upanishad starts with Shanti mantra. This beautiful Upanishad also begins with Shanti mantra. We will see that first one. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevav Shishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This Shanti mantra itself goes into many pages of commentary. This is a Shanti mantra where the Parabrahma Tattva is defined. Some Shanti mantras do the namaskar to different gods. Some Shanti mantras describe the truth. Some Shanti mantras ask some boon or blessings from the Lord. Some Shanti mantras ask for the protection or liberation. Some Shanti mantras just explain the truth. That is how Shanti mantras. In this mantra, the Parabrahma is just defined or explained. Very simple meaning, but the simple meaning is enough to understand the essence of entire Veda, Vedanta, entire Jnanam, entire Mukta Sthiti. So Om is the name of Parabrahma, Paramatma. For him there is no name required. But for us to understand about him, to inquire about him, to discuss about him, he should be named. Therefore the Om is the name given. Om iti eka aksharam brahma. Bhagavad Gita. Then the last also, Om Tat Saditi Brahmana Nirdeshaha. 17th chapter. And again, in all the Upanishads also, Om Ityetato Etadalambanam Shreshtam. This comes in Kata Upanishad. I am telling you authorities for Om to be the name of Parabrahma. Then, even in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he says, Tasya Vachaka Pranamaha Tajjapaha Tadartha Bhavanam. The name of that Ishvara, the one who is Klesha Karma Vipakashaye Aparamushta Purusha Ishvara, Ishvara, his name is Om. So what is Om? Om is the name of Parabrahma. Second, Om is a pratika of Parabrahma. Third, Om is the alambanam for Parabrahma. That is what is explained. This comes every day. I will not tell every day this meaning. Once we told, that should be kept always with us. We are chanting this Shanti mantra, Om Purnamadaha. Purna Om, we have told the name of the Lord. Now in this Shanti mantra, Purnamadaha Purnamidam, what is talked about is Adas Purnam. Adaha, that one. That Parabrahma. Whatever is very far, distant, not known, yet to be known, to be reached, always mentioned as Paroksha. In the beginning. In every context also. Like, if you are looking for a match to your daughter, no, that Panditji brings about a boy, let us say. You say, oh, that boy, it starts like that. But if the match fixing is done, then slowly becomes this groom or broom, whatever. That became this. Then to that girl, your daughter, he becomes Mama, my husband. That became this became Mama. And when the love grows, Aham. In the same way, in our Shastras, to begin with, Parabrahma Tattvam is named as Tat, Durme. In entire Guru Stotram, this is what? Tat Padam Darshitam Yena, Tat Padam Darshitam Yena. And like that. So, that Paramatma, Adas it is called as. It is Purnam. The first meaning is Purnam Adas. Tat becomes Adas. That Paramatma is Purnam. Now the explanation is so much. What is that Paramatma is Purnam? That who is cause for this infinite world. That is Purnam, he is infinite. Purnamadaha means that Paramatma is Purnam. This much you keep in mind. Then Purnam Idam. This entire world also is Purnam. We are doing Shanti Mantra. I mean, 2-3 things. Veda Vyasa, Shanti Mantra, and then the mantra of this Upanishad. We are just seeing that. Purnamadaha, Purnamidam. Then Purnat, Purnam Udachyate. Where from this world which we are seeing has come? It has to come from that infinite Paramatma only. So the first line says Purnamadaha, that is infinite. Second line says Purnamidam. This entire world also is Purnam. Is it not? This is also Jagat, that is Ishavasana Jagat, therefore there is. How do you say this Jagat is Purnam? Little bit explanation. This, because this world is endless. First thing, when this world has started, can we say? No Shastra can say. It is eternal, beginningless from the time immemorial. Therefore, Purna hai o Jagat. At this present moment also, can you say the world is finite? It is also Purnam. It is endless. How long you can imagine about the space? You may talk about millions of light years distance, etc. It is still beyond that. Therefore, this is also Purnam. There is second Jagat also. Idam Jagat. Ishavasana will come again. The second Jagat of our own mind also is Purnam. Because there is a thought flow is endless. Hota hi rehta hai, hota rehta hai. It is like, if you talk about the world or the mind as infinite, the example is, how many waves are there in the ocean? The answer is infinite. Because they are going on, coming and going eternally, continuously, whether you look at it or not. So the mantra says, Purnamadaha, Purnamidam. This has come from that Purnat, Purnam Udachyate. This is how the Srishti. The Lord in the beginning was infinite. He wanted to become many. Then he multiplied, manifested himself as this world again which is infinite. When his play of this multiplicity is over, he is satisfied. What he does? Purnasya Purnam Adaya. The entire world again he takes back into him. Then what remains? Purnameva avashishyate. Again he remains as that infinite. So infinite, from the infinite came. And to that infinite, this infinite merges back. Then what remains is infinite. It is infinity calculus. All the computers work on the infinity calculus only. All algorithms are based on that. And there are two very beautiful contradictions. What is that? All the computer activities are so real and concrete, and all the laws, rules which the computer follows to work is the infinite mathematics, which you call as imaginary calculus, is something you call as, which is actually imaginary. Means the principles are imaginary, but the activity is appearing to be real. The entire computations work on square root of 1 and square root of 0. It is like that. You cannot take out square root of 1 or square root of 0 or cube root of 1 or cube root of 0. But somehow they do kuch karte hain. Then you see it is working and it is giving the results as we give the command. But it all depends on imaginary. In the same way, in the pure infinite Paramatma, there an imagination appeared. That imagination led to the appearance of this world, which is now appearing to be real. Be careful in listening. Therefore, what is this drama of the appearance of the world on Paramatma is its only imagination for time pass, for the Leela. That much only it has to be taken, not more seriously than that. If that is so, then we will suffer. Somebody died. Oh, many people are dying nowadays. Days are very bad. How slightly we talk about the sentence. No, that somebody is your own father-in-law or somebody. Immediately the suffering comes because of the reality given to that relation and relativity. It is a relation, but you give reality. So this first mantra says, the Lord, the Self, Truth, the Brahman is infinite. From him this Jagat came, which is also infinite. And after certain time or on state of meditation, when this infinite world is merged into the Paramatma, he alone remains infinite. Now, this is a main sentence. It has got 100 consequences to explain. Two only I will say. What is that? From that Purna Paramatma, you as a Jiva came. Therefore, don't think that you are a limited Jiva only. At any given moment or given time, again, you can be that same infinite Paramatma. Nay, even now, quantitatively you may not be like Paramatma. He is big and you are small. But qualitatively, even now also you are Paramatma only. This is one meaning. Second is, don't be afraid to drop your individuality, to merge in the totality, which is called as sadhana. Why? Because by dropping an individuality and merging in the totality, you are only becoming infinite, unlimited, endless, complete. From the finite, limited incompleteness. It is a positive gain only. Purnameva avashishyate. Therefore, don't be afraid. Like this, 100 consequences can be brought out from this literal meaning of this mantra. So this is how the Shanti mantra talks about Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva avashishyate. Therefore, nothing is created, nothing is changing, nothing is destroyed. All creation, changes, destructions are only the impositions and imaginations on the changeless. It is the kindness and power and capacity of the infinite Lord to allow us to imagine the changes, to allow us to project the changes on Him for our entertainment. It is His grace. But nothing happens to Him, the infinite Self, the Om, the Paramatma, the Purna Tattva, our own Atma. So let us see in the meaning. Let us chant this meaning for just chant this sloka for just 9 times today. Only 9 times. Let all of us start. Have that single pointed mind, devoted mind. Remember that Paramatma Tattva. Pray to Him to give us the experience of this Purnata. so that all the bondages and miseries of apurnata are eliminated from our life once for all. Start. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. From the infinite Lord, this world has come. This has to be said because the world has to come from that which is existing before the world. And what is existing before the world is that Paramatma alone. This seen world of today, seen by us, when this world itself appears to be Purna or infinite, naturally, consequentially, obviously, the cause of this infinite world also must be the infinite. So, the contemplation is starting from seeing this world. Second, knowing this world to be infinite. Third, understanding this world to be the effect. Fourth, finding the cause of this world to be the Paramatma. Fifth, because the effect is infinite, the cause also is infinite. Though from the cause the effect comes, we cannot see the cause now. We are seeing the effect. From the seen effect, we trace back the cause. After reaching to the cause, intellectually, theoretically, again come back to the effect, and we say from this that Purna Paramatma alone this Purna Jagat has come. Now this Jagat, though in its entirety is Purna, but in its fractional part, if you see, if it is with so many Apurnatas of name and form. Now from that Purna, this Purna came, it is said in the beginning. Then later on this Purna merges back in that. So from that Purna Paramatma, this Jagat came means that infinite minus this Jagat. Again this Jagat merged back in the Paramatma means that infinite plus this Jagat. Logically, the infinite, Ananta, cannot come under the purview of mathematics. From infinite, you cannot take out anything. To the infinite, you cannot add anything. Infinity cannot be multiplied. And infinity cannot be divided. Then what are all these additions, subtractions, multiplication, divisions? They are possible in the finite, not on the infinite. If they are to be seen on the infinite, they have to be only imaginary. You can imagine, but it cannot be real. And that is why, from on that infinite Paramatma, this entire world of so many finitudes are just imposed and imagined. How many these finite names and forms are there? They are uncountable. That is why it is called as infinite. And till the infinite Paramatma known, alone is this world is infinite. When the Paramatma is known, in that knowledge, this entire world disappears. Because it is not real, it is imaginary. When the reality is known, the imaginary has to disappear. So thus, by contemplating on this mantra, many subtle things are understood. We will chant the first mantra of the Upanishad. Om Ishavasya sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjithaha ma grudha kasyasvit dhanam. This first mantra of Ishavasya Upanishad has got 4 padas. In those 4 padas, it tells us about the goal, the sadhana, and then the siddhi also of this one. The literal meaning we will see. The meditational meaning exhaustively we will explain tomorrow. Again, Om is the name of the Lord. First line is an instruction, an order, a compelling aspect, a force, or it can be a simple suggestion or submission, or it's a guidance, it is an advice. It is Upadesha given as a solution for all the problems we are facing. In this way, this sentence can be seen. The meaning of the sentence is Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Whatever is seen or perceived by you as idam, and mind you, from the seen idam alone to the seer aham, all the problems, limitations, bondages come. As long as the idam is there, with that idam, the aham continuously suffers through various means. The mainly are the raga, dvesha, etc. The subject is very vast. All that exhaustive things we are not talking. For example, in waking and dream planes, we have lot of idam along with aham. That is why everything is difficult here. Everything is troublesome. Everything is problematic. Everything is misery. Even small little sukha, bhoga, which we want to gain, that also is lot of efforts. And even if it is gained, the enjoying also requires the instruments and the utility of instruments. Sometimes the instrument is not good, object is good, still we cannot be happy. Because the aham idam bhedam. But when we go into deep sleep, in that sleep, there is no idam at all. Therefore, there is no struggle at all. There is no trouble at all. There is no persecution at all. That is why the ananda of the nidra is more than any ananda in this world. Beyond the world, there are the Samadhi Ananda, then Brahmananda. They are higher than Nidrananda. But other than all the other Anandas are much, much, much lesser than Nidra Ananda. Why so much Anandam and Nidra? Because the dukkha causing idam is not there. The sukshma idam, antakaranam is not there. The sthula idam, the pancha bhautika srushti is not there. So from that example, we have to understand that as long as idam is there, the aham will suffer. Then what is the way to be done? For the aham to be anandi or happy, that idam has to be disappeared. How can we make the idam disappeared? As if we have created it? As if we made it? As if we are Ishvara of it? No. We are not the ones who have made it, or we have no control on that. Therefore, we cannot eliminate idam for me, the aham, to be happy. Then is there no technique? There is only one technique. What is that? Even that idam also, you cover it with the same Ishvara who is aham. See the idam, but don't call it as idam. Go into the idam's cause. You will find that the cause of idam also is same that of the cause of the aham. From the cause standpoint, the same cause which is appearing as aham here, alone is appearing as aham idam there. Therefore, the cause being the same, only the aham idam bheda is superficial. Thus, we got a wonderful support here. What is that? Seeing the idam, don't accept it as idam, then accept it as the same substratum of the aham also, which is here called as Isha. So the meaning of sloka is, idagam sarvam, which is persecuting you, vasyam, to be covered with achadaniyam, with Isha, with Ishvara. Cover the entire world with Ishvara in your faith, in your belief, in your understanding, in your logic, in your scriptural authority. When you this way do it, followed by the contemplation and meditation also, it is like that magician who just covers some things with the cloth. Then when he takes out the cloth, that things are disappeared. Again he puts the cloth on empty thing somewhere and removes the cloth, suddenly the world appears, something appears there. In the same way, in our utter ignorance, what we did was, we covered Parabrahma Paramatma. And when the cover is removed, with the jadoo, what happened? The Paramatma appeared as the Jagat. Now what is sadhana? Now cover the Jagat again with the Isha, with the Paramatma, with the Ishvara. To some time, to some extent, for some time. Abhyasa. After that abhyasa, when you try to remove the cover, the move also, immediately you will see, within that, the Paramatma who disappeared alone appears to you. So the jadoo of Maya created idam in the Paramatma. Then the jadoo of sadhana creates Paramatma or makes us see the Paramatma in the Jagat. And our sadhana is Isha Vasyam Idam Jagat. Let the entire world be deliberately, consciously, faithfully, effortfully covered by Ishvara. Vasya means Achadaniyam. Paramatma के द्वारा ये जगत को ढक दो. अभी क्या है? नाम रूप के द्वारा परमात्मा ढके हुए हैं. अब जगत के परमात्मा के द्वारा नाम रूप को ढकोगे तो दोनों ढक्कन निकल जाते हैं. Then the truth remains in between. The prevailing thing is peace. Peace is disturbed by the escalation from one side. When the escalation happens from this side also, and both of them discuss, when the de-escalation happens, then earlier prevailing peace again prevails. In the same way, Ishavasyam idagam sarvam. What is idam? Yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever is there in this jagat, what is the definition of jagat? Which is born, which continuously changes, and which disappears one day. That way, as we just now said, there are two jagats. The external world of gross name and form, second the internal world of thoughts. Both of them have to be covered by Ishvara Tattva by us. What is Ishvara Tattva? How it is to be covered? how that Ishvara is revealed, that is a deeper meaning of this mantra. Tomorrow we will see that and meditate on that. What is the meaning of Tena Tyaktena Bunjitaha? Then Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Then Kurvanneveha Karmani. These two mantras tomorrow we will see. We will just chant 9 times this mantra, never mind. And from tomorrow, because the introduction of today's Veda Vyasa, all that will not be there. Every mantra we will chant 18 times, which is a complete number. So Purnamada we chanted 9, you chant them at home 9 more times. And main target of 108 remains intact for the interested people. Some of you are chanting 108 times every day each mantra and thus becoming yourself Vedamaya. I congratulate you. Let us chant the first mantra just 9 times with concentration. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Siddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Om Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagata Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Magrudaha Kasya Sviddhanam. Invoke the grace of Guru Tattva and Guru Parampara on all of us. Thus, this study of Upanishads and our journey of spiritual sadhana is successfully accomplished with the experience of Aham Brahmasmi in this very life. On this most auspicious day, Guru Purnima, this Upanishad Adhyanam, chanting, meditation has started. May we continue sincerely, regularly in this effort. In this Chaturmasa, the first festival is Guru Purnima, followed by the birth of Lord Krishna, birth of Ganesha, Deepavali, Dasara, all of them follow only after this Guru Purnima. Om. 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 Let us fill our today's day with utter devotion and gratitude to Guru Tattva as Parabrahma, to Guru Tattva as the entire Guru Parampara, to Guru Tattva as the Gurus who came and blessed us in our life, to Guru Tattva whom we trusted and have faith as Guru, especially Bhagavan Vedavyasa. As much as possible, Om Shri Vedavyasa Sadgurave Namaha, this mantra ucharana. Minimum 108 times. Namostute Vyasa, Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasam Vasishtanaptaram, Achadurvadano Brahma. Whatever the mantras, minimum 108 times or any number of times possible, keep chanting. At least once, again Shri Vyasa Ashtottaram. While chanting that, feel that Vyasa Bhagavan Tattva is entering us, making us understand the Shastras, making us do the sadhana, making us reach the goal. Om Shri Vedavyasa Sadgurave Namaha. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Paramarushibhyo Namaha. Guru Tattvaya Namaha. Guru Paramparaye Namaha. Parabrahmane Namaha. Vedavyasa Sadgurave Namaha. Dakshinamurti Sadgurave Namaha. Dattatreya Sadgurave Namaha. Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Shrutimatre Namaha. Harihi Om.